complete, nerve, or cold.
Here and whatever it is, or
Ken, sir.
what
Ken. My name's Ken.
Ken,
Yes, sir.
K-I-N,
K-E-N.
K-E-N, Ken.
That's right. All right.
What is his name? Right, very good. Good to see you, everybody. Oh man, we're here. We're making it happen. Is that for the mic or just from the?
That mic right there, Zach.
How about now?
Yeah.
Right here, good?
Better.
Yeah, I think this might be okay with this, this group and everybody was smart enough to come up close, So,
How close you want?
maybe this is enough. It depends on who it is, actually, when they think about it. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you.
So, talk to me, man.
Sure. Well, it's great to have you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I'll just lead with a question. That's okay.
Lead with a question.
How does it feel to be a part of an evergreen property like Caribbean County? It is going to outlive us all.
It's, please, I hope it lives us all. It means I leave before it leaves. I'm happy about that. So it's wonderful. It's so mind-bogglingly great to be a part of such a powerful, piece of a property like that, which I never realized that when you really think about it, that people are actually emotionally so connected to it. I didn't understand the emotional connection. I knew that somehow it was a great show and it's funny and the neurotic dog screaming and scary a little bit, but I didn't understand how powerful that was actually. So, but people come and sometimes they're crying. They come to my booth and crying, and it really makes me understand how amazing. I was gifted to be able to be a part of such a thing. When you really think about it. So yes, the answer is great.
Lovely answer. Love it. So I'm going to spend a lot of time talking to the audience tonight. If that's okay with you.
Yes, sure.
So probably some bigger fans than me in this group. So does anybody want to start with a question?
We have a mic set up right over there.
Mike, you want to put the mic?
Yeah.
I think everybody knows who you are. You're out every time, dude. It's good to see you. Anyway, if you'd like to ask a question, please line up at the mic. Do one at a time, please.
I'm gonna be right with you just quickly.
You're in
All
charge.
right, can you hear me? He's in this.
All right.
All right, Marty.
Hey, my friend, how are you?
All right. I said this before, I'm gonna say it again, whether you like it or not. I do this every year. When the hell are you gonna bring Kurtz the dog back again? With your voice again?
Absolutely. And the time is ticking, with my voice anyway, but when is it gonna happen? I don't know. I had a theory because now I'm meeting so many people who watch it over and over again, and they turn on the kids and the grandkids and everybody continuing to watch it, and everybody really just nervous that like that every I I'm going to be totally honest with you. I had a little bit of something that was concerning me just now, and my subconscious spoke because I used the word nervous, and it didn't mean anything what I was talking about. So now I'm no longer nervous because I got verification that everything is okay.
Okay.
So whatever I had going on, everything is okay. Now I'm gonna attempt to make some sense with you lovely people. Now, what was I talking about? I was talking about the show. I was talking. You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss much, really. Everything is fine. All is well. Tell me all is well. This is my friend Hallie, by the way, here. She's taking care of me, my assistant. She's doing a great job. And once in a while, I gotta acknowledge people for the work they do for me. One day I'm gonna be, all right, let me calm down. But this honesty thing could get me in some trouble. And I don't want to be too. Look at you, look at it. Where is this guy going? You're wondering about my sanity, aren't you? You're not wondering. I'm wondering about my sanity, actually. So we were talking about courage. So this is the theory. I had a theory, right?
Yes.
See, I got back. I had theory about this. Everybody loves it, the show, and everybody said, let's bring courage back. Why are we gonna be? We really wanted to see more episodes and want you to be in it. So I keep saying they keep talking about it. Maybe one day they do it. The couple of times they actually did some work to try to make it happen, to make it a follow up. One is they did a thing where they did. Maybe you saw it on YouTube, the fog of courage.
I saw that, yeah.
You saw that, right? If it's kind of a utilizing CGI rather than the usual animation sensibilities, right? So they were trying to think maybe this would go over well. Something was missing in that, right?
Right.
Something not quite right.
I like the original animation style. That's actually what was missing was the original.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And another time, about 7 or 8 years ago, they actually came up with an idea, the prequel to Courage. They called it Before Courage. And I actually did the animatic for it that they would try to sell it that way, and then they sell the product. So one day they're going to do it. Now, my theory is maybe we want to keep telling people one day it's going to happen, creating more and more excitement about the show that actually is never going to happen, but they'll always have the hope that it will happen, and it creates more of a hubbub for me in the convention circuit.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that idea?
Yeah.
Why to everybody? Why to everybody? That's one thing. With the long story, but you also got an inroad into my personal angst and anxiety. So I'm glad that you experienced that. I wanted you to enjoy that, people.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next question. Are you okay?
Everything's good. You're doing great. If you want to ask a question, please, you late arrivers join the line back here. So, all right.
What did they come up? Oh, sorry. That's okay. That's fine. Everything is fine the way it is.
Maybe they can ask their question and then make them stand here.
No. We don't.
Why is his name Courage, but he has no courage?
Do you believe that? Do you believe that he has no courage?
Yes.
You believe he has no courage?
Yes.
But if he had no courage, I ask you to define courage. Define courage for me. I can ask you a question. It goes both ways. What is courage?
Scared?
Keep going. You want some help?
Yes.
All right. So courage is actually being scared. You were right about the first part, being scared and somehow finding your inner bravery to face your fears and
Overcome.
get the overcome them enough to take care of the people you love and your own survival, right? So it's not that you act like you're okay. You're not okay, but you do what you need to do anyway. And that's why they call him courage, the cowardly dog. So he is cowardly, but at the same time, he finds his courage, his bravery inside of it, right?
Yes.
Actually, George Clooney did something in a movie he did. I forget what movie talking about. He said that, you know, first, first you do what you do to you be afraid and do what you do to take care of whatever you need to do, then you get the courage.
Yes.
And they're like, wait a second, I thought I'd get the courage and I'd like take care. No, it doesn't work that way. So you're not courageous. You were actually correct. It's an interesting philosophy. He actually isn't courageous until he actually takes action to do what he needs to do, because at that point he's afraid, but he's doing it anyway. And at the end of it, he's courageous.
Yes. The things you do for love.
The, thing, the things I do for love.
Right, is this coming through? Hey, Marty.
Hey,
Hey.
hi.
So, my question is, well, first of all, it's a long process when you make an animated series. You've got the concept, you've got storyboarding, animatic. You come in, do your recordings. When and where was it that you got to see the final product for the first time? And how did that make you feel? Like hearing your voice come out the mouth of this pink anxiety-addled dog.
Such a great question. The way you framed that. Thank you for that. What's your name?
Nikki.
Nikki. So, so basically, the first time I saw it was at. I saw clips of it. The first episode. I saw clips of it. Because I needed to do a little bit ADR, last, minute changes, fixing or something. So I saw a little moment here and a moment there, something like that. But I saw it before it was aired at a party that Cartoon Network threw to basically it's a party commemorating showing you the completed episode that's going to air tomorrow, but the next day. So the day before, we all got to see it on a big screen, and it was so great to do that, and everybody that was involved in it was blown away. And number one, I was amazed how wonderful the show was, how funny and how smart and how, unusual, and the music, kind of cutting edge sensibilities to it. But hearing my mouth, my words, my voice come out of that was inexplicably delightful for me. And it's so inexplicable how powerful that was for me. But they never did anything like that. It's the one and the only time I ever did a full-length cartoon character in a full-length series. So it was mind-boggling.
Thank you so much.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Closer to the mic.
Can you hear me? Yeah, so I was gonna bring up the philosophical question of courage, but I think we kind of covered that already.
Yes, you can come up with something else because you're already standing there. I hate for you to go away frustrated. So you want to take a second to think about it?
No, yeah, I mean,
So let this person, if you stand up there behind, take a 3 step back. And let this guy answer the question, and then when you have your question, you ask it. Unless you're ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Now you stand behind him. We're gonna get to standing one way or another.
Yeah, so you commented earlier about the kind of the emotional impact the show has had on everyone. It's like my first impression, my first kind of saw the ads on Cartoon Network was, okay, this is kind of goofy, kind of in the 90s we had some of those kind of mindless cartoons that didn't have a lot of depth to them. But when I actually watched the show, I was surprised how much depth it had, like high quality writing, depth of characters and all that. So if I have to formulate a question out of this, when you first signed up to be a voice on the show, how did your perception change from when you first heard about the projects to now after seeing the show and fully produced?
I will answer. That's a good question, but I need to get the time zone that you're talking about. From the beginning to when, like how I feel about it looking back now, or looking back when I first saw it that beautiful day. That's a good question, right?
Yeah. Our last question, I think, kind of covered when you first saw it. So I'm gonna just bring your question to, how do you feel about it now?
How do you feel about it now? All right. So now it actually is even more powerful because the world that we live in seemed to be very tenuous and very scary in and of itself. Not that it wasn't already that way. It's not like we had a safe world, 25 years ago. But today, people are more lost, especially people, and many of you young folks. You know who you are, and the ones who are not addressing also know who you are. So, how am I doing so far?
Doing great.
It's going good. A little prologue, though, right? A very little prologue.
Very, sir.
But so the young people today are particularly having a rough time because the system has really failed them in a way. And so they're kind of left making their own way, figuring out their own paths, So I think courage is because so many people in their 20s and 30s love the show so much that they take a special feeling of, compassion and identification with the sentiments of the show, of the being very afraid, being very confused. People's minds are like that, are totally confused. So the fact that they could get some comfort from my little performance, my little show that I got to do, makes me even that much more happy, especially that I'm going to this convention and seeing you people. It's mind-boggling. It's a beautiful thing,
I think that answered it.
So, Marty, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. Let's see. If I remember correctly, you mentioned you saw, was it the pilot episode? Because I remember in '97.
95.
Was it '95? Okay, Cartoon Network had this cartoon special where it was like, they had Courage the Cowardly Dog, the pilot episode of Courage, Billy and Mandy, where they meet the Grim Reaper for the first time and whatnot. So, what I remember correctly, that pilot episode had a lot of Foley. Were you a part of that original, the Space Chicken episode?
No,
Okay,
I was not me.
that was not you.
I was not, when you really look at it, number one, not only did he not have almost any line,
Any dialogue. Yeah, I
but
don't think
not
you were.
only anything, even the first season, he had a good amount of dialogue, and then they cut most of it out in the second season. But still, once in a while, you still would hear the things I do for love and beauty. You still
Right.
hear something, but there was nothing of that, and the voice was low, a lower pitch.
Oh,
right?
yes. Okay, yeah.
Guy at the end said, the guy, this could have happened to a dog.
That's right. Okay, yeah.
Just that pitch, like a Catskill Jewish comedian. I
Right.
am a Jewish comedian.
Right.
So, just in case anybody was worried that I'm doing a problem with the Jews. I love the Jews. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the Jews. Anyway, but it does have that sound like a Jewish comedian. But I kind of came with something like that, by the way. I know I have a question. I know you're in the middle of formulating a question. The other guy formulated it. He did it very well. Who's the guy that formulated before? Where are you? No, the fella after you.
Right here, second.
You did a good job. You stated you didn't let me make you walk behind and wait for this guy. You said, I'm ready now.
Yes.
Thank you. That's right. You found your inner bravery, my friend. Anyway,
Well, yeah, I was just curious about that pilot episode. A lot of people don't remember the original Space Chicken, just when he showed back up as a headless chicken.
right. I had nothing to do with it. But when I went into the audition, I did have a little bit of that going on.
Okay,
But John Dilworth, my Lord and Master, amazing guy, so great. I wouldn't be here without him,
right.
But when I went into the audition, I was kind of, what did I do? What did I do? This could have happened to the dog. He was enjoying my voice. He was laughing from it, but he said, can you pitch it high? And I said, oh, what did I do? What did I do? And they said, that the voice we needed, that stayed
Okay.
all the way to right now. The voice never.
So that's how
changed.
you found the voice for the character?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
My pleasure, man.
Hello.
Hello.
So there's some theories about the show that, pets see the world a lot differently than we do. Something as simple as a salesman showing up to the house can be terrifying to a pet dog, pet cat. So I was wondering, kind of your viewpoint from Courage's shoes. Do you feel that Courage is seeing mundane things in the world, but to him is really spooky, and he's trying to, protect your families from those things?
So
or
I've
there's
heard,
monsters in the world.
right. Now, I have heard that theory before, and number one, I have to say that in general, these theories tickle me because it doesn't matter if it's meant to be that way or not. It's a piece of art that is being interpreted by people. So whenever art is meant to be interpreted, right? So when you see a Van Gogh painting and you see the simplicity of the starry night, the stars are in the sky, simple idyllic image, and somehow underneath it is Van Gogh's uneasy brushstrokes that make the whole thing somehow more, blown away by that image, because how many people are so excited? A simple stars in the sky, and the basic thing, the very simple thing, but the beauty of the interpretation, what people feel about it, and mentioning it has made that thing legendary to this very day, hundreds of years later. So, not that I'm comparing courage to courage to do it to Van Gogh, but at the same time, I do have to say that these theories are great, and I love that people are thinking about it. People are thinking about the show, wondering where it came from. So it contributing to their own imaginative music, so to speak, right?
Right.
So, but when you look at strictly logically about that whole idea of is it happening in the dog's mind, I have to say it's true. I don't even think John Dilworth had that in mind when he did it,
Right.
but I do think it makes logical sense, and we also know that the demons inside of us are much more profound than the demons outside of us. So if he is seeing mundane things are creating demons, he's given a choice to fight the demons metaphorically, which are inside of him. So I would believe that in a certain way, that is a great way to view the show and adds to the profundity of this whole appeal to people.
That's a beautiful answer. Thank you.
Right. Right. Right.
I was wondering if you ever found Courage to be kind of a physically difficult voice, because I know he screams a lot. And when I was 10, we had a Courage screaming contest, and one of my friends made it. So, did you ever find him to be specifically taxing?
It's a funny thing. I've never been particularly disciplined at taking care of my instrument. And my instrument is also not only my voice, but my body as well. And maybe my mind that took care of that. Thank God, that's still pretty solid. But my body, I had a stroke 2 years ago because of the 300 pounds. So now I looking much better. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, congratulations.
But anyway, so yes, so when I was recording the thing, I didn't worry about am I gonna hurt my voice, and two things. Number one, the screams were a small amount that made me show. Number two, I was recorded 11-minute cartoons in one day, and that was good for another week, so I could heal, a week later, right? So that's one thing. And the other thing is this three things. Number one, not too many screams. They wanted me to scream each time, but I already had the scratchiness anyway. So somehow my voice seemed to be very resilient, but all of the talking would contribute to dry throat and hoarseness. But I had a trick going on. The trick was this is more taxing on my throat, just talking to you right now, than going What do I do? What do I do? You're real. I'll save you. That's in my head voice. Anybody singers? Singers?
What's that?
All right. In my head voice, right? My head voice, I save my voice some more and not in my throat so much. So I can do, what do I do? What do I do? I can do that and have minimum damage to the throat. So anyway, I hope I answered that somewhat all over the place.
Thank you.
All right, Marty,
Hi.
next question. Last year you promised a Shakespeare project with me as half standard. When's that gonna happen?
What?
Last year you said you're gonna have a Shakespeare project
A Shakespeare project?
on half standard, remember?
Full staff.
Boston. That's last year.
I think, all right, that's a comedy a little bit, right?
Okay, yeah.
You just wanted to do a little bit of comedy. A round of applause to the comedy, my friend.
If you had a favorite process, well, sorry, if you had a favorite part of the process of creating an episode, what would that be?
My favorite part of the process of the recording an episode, my favorite part of it, I love. That's a great question. I really love going in. My favorite part of it actually was when they said they would say, and I have a script, the vocal script, and they said, do this and be anxious or very anxious. Then they give me a direction. And I do it, and then they talk about it outside the booth. And then they come back to me. You know what? Do you have any idea, like anything you could think about how to do this more, so basically more effectively? So involving me in the collaboration of what they want, rather than being paid to be a voice actor and do what we told you to do. You got the role, that your voice is what we need, not just do what I tell you to do. And I did do that, and I should do that. That is my job, to do what they tell me to do. That's how we can work. Hey.
I'm not gonna hand it to go. So.
But that was the courage. Wasn't that the courage?
No,
It sounded like the courage thing.
banjos.
At the banjo, that's what it was. That's funny. So I like the idea of being collaborative.
Hello.
Hi.
So obviously there are a lot of great lines and quotes from the show, but my question was, what is your favorite quote, or what is the most memorable episode in your opinion?
I can do both. It's easy for me to answer both. Number one, my favorite quote for some reason, I don't know why I like this so much, but I love it. I have a feeling something bad is going to happen. I just like that somehow. I like the way it sounds. And I always enjoy doing that. And my favorite episode probably is Freaky Fred, because so creepy, make you uneasy, and it had a poetical feeling to it. It's almost sounds like something like The Day the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's something like, it has a fairy tale sound to it. And it's so, classical sounding, and it's so perverse, So I like that for that reason.
Anybody else want to ask any questions?
Wrestling fix.
What?
Is wrestling fixed?
Oh. The word fixed is a weird thing, because if you say it's fixed, what does fixed mean? That wrestling is an entertainment. So we used to have the wrong idea about it not being totally real, but the skill to do that and make it look real. And people do get hurt in wrestling. People do get hurt, and there are situations that where it's very real. But overall, it's a beautiful entertainment. So
Hey, I love the music of Courage, and you thought that guy's phone was Courage music.
yeah,
What's your favorite music from, whether it be a song or instrumental, like your favorite piece of music from Courage? Because I think the whole soundtrack's pretty fantastic.
I mean, I like the opening. The opening with the banjo, courage, the show, and yeah, just the violin. You have the banjo and so many cool percussive things.
My favorite's the Man and Gauze, and there's a lot of amazing remixes of it on YouTube. You kind of just listen to the Man and Gauze all day. It's the opposite of torture.
What is it called?
The Man and Gauze, it's Ramsey's song.
The Ramsey song. The Ramsey song. A lot of people love the Ramsey song.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
So the scream is hard on your voice. Is it too much to ask you to do a thing?
Get it, baby.
My mic's done. I'm gonna have to make my mic back.
All right.
That's bad. Happy. So anyways, anything you want to share?
I thank you for being such, loving supporters of the Courage mythos. And if you have anything else you want to say, and come by and say hello at the booth, I'll be there hanging out all weekend. So happy to see you again, individually, one-on-one.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are staying for. Wow.